Out of every 10 companies that we see, only one is what we would call high performing with sustained growth. Of the remaining nine, we see various things. Three out of 10 companies we would typically call as experiencing steady or on par growth, but there's certainly room for improvement. Another three out of the 10 that we see are what we call they're stuck in their performance and they're just not moving one direction or the other. And then the last three out of the 10 that we get to see are what we call underperforming and sliding backwards. And so as a result of that, when we get the opportunity to speak with the CEO or the owner of the business, they've typically have been looking at their top line revenue performance and are aware of some of the things that are working well, some of the things that are not, but they don't really have a good handle on just how do I get overall performance and then how do I ultimately get to be one of those top 10 performers. And so one of the things that we've done is we've developed what we call the Rapid Insights service. And the goal of the Rapid Insights service is to collaborate and work with the CEO and his or her team and really look at what we call the drivers of the business and the key accelerators that impact top line performance. So we've worked with several hundred companies over the last 15 years, and what we've identified is a core set of 10 common revenue drivers that we see in every company, and specifically those 10 revenue drivers lead to high performance. And each of those revenue drivers as well has what we call key accelerators. So what we attempt to do with the Rapid Insights work together with the client is very quickly assess, map out, and model out how they get to that top line performance. And so one of the neat things about this approach is that it's both quantitative and qualitative. So we're able to look at an organization and look at very specific parts of their overall performance and these revenue drivers and key accelerators that every business has, and identify together with that client what's working well, where might they be stuck, or where might they be underperforming, and we can do that really quickly. And so at the end of that, what we're able to do is to deliver to the client some very high impact deliverables. The first thing we deliver is what we call a scorecard. And that scorecard looks at those drivers and we quantify in a numerical way, if you will, on a scale of 1 to 10, which driver is working well, which one might be stuck, which one might not be performing. So it gives us a quick snapshot of how the business is doing. And then what we do is we make some qualitative assessments, observations, and recommendations around all those drivers. So the first thing that we do is scorecard the business. Second thing that we do is we create a roadmap. And so for that roadmap, what we do is we look at the marketing, sales, communication, and service functions, those core functions every business has, and we make some very specific recommendations of activities or things that need to be done in each of those core functions. And then lastly, what we do, and what most of these organizations are looking for, is an implementation plan. And this implementation plan takes that scorecard that we've developed together with the roadmap, which is a nice pathway forward towards where they want to go over the near and long term. And then the implementation plan looks at the priorities of the activities, resources, people, and technology that's needed in the near term, midterm, and long term to impact those revenue drivers and key accelerators and move the business forward.